Hi y'all, I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about a tool that I use that helps keep me organized and helps my students have better access to my schedule and also allows my colleagues to have good access to my schedule. This tool, while not a revolutionary technological breakthrough, is one that I have found useful. Given that this is a new job and a new profession for me, I've tried various tools to become better organized. Some I've tried and disposed of, but this one I've kept and I found it useful in connecting me to my students, as I mentioned. It is simply a Google spreadsheet, which most of you hopefully know how to create, that reflects the time of day on the left side column, and at the top it reflects the date. And it says simply in the top upper left, you are invited to sign up for a slot to meet with me about anything. So all of the Poly community has access to this document, and you'll see that I've color-coded various recurring commitments or even special commitments. Yellow is busy time, which I generally, for myself, perceive to be time that I'm using for class preparation. My senior seminar is in blue. My debate-related commitments are in green, study hall is red, advisory chapel is in purple, and out of the office, which as the name suggests means I am not physically in school, is in pink here. So, and then the students have signed up and their names appear in black and white. I also have reserved some time for myself to eat lunch, and that's reflected here as well. For certain students, particularly some of my active debaters, they have recurring appointments with me, and those are reflected here as well, with simply their name and an R following it. Any student can request a recurring appointment with me, but these are the students with whom I currently have recurring appointments. You'll see at the top of the screen, that is, I hope you can see, it says R equals recurring, so other students can know as well that the recurring appointment option exists. So that's the mechanics of this, which are again relatively straightforward. This does have to be updated rather continuously. Typically can be updated, I update it in 2-week increments. So I will set up 2 weeks worth of days here so that I only have to update it every 2 weeks. Now you do have to update it, of course, if your schedule changes in the course of those 2 weeks. Say if you have an appointment outside the office or what have you, you need to update it in that way. But it's very simple to update, and once you create it the first time, it's pretty easy to replicate because your Monday for each day, each Monday in the semester will be the same, so it really is just a cutting and pasting or copying type of function within the document. Now, some pluses about this in particular that I have found versus the standard system of having an appointment book or even entering appointments in your calendar is that students have 24-hour access to this document themselves. So there is no challenge with respect to the students having to track me down in order to sign up for an appointment. Accordingly, there is no option for a student to say that they couldn't meet with me because they couldn't track me down. Everyone has access to this document, so if they want to meet with me, they can simply go to the document and sign up at any time, day or night. And another aspect of that, which I have just implied, what I just said, is the students are signing up themselves. So that avoids any contradiction about whether the date and time that is signed up for by the student is in fact the date and time that the student wanted. So if there's a conflict in terms of the student not showing up and the student says that was not the right date, the fact that it was signed up by the student, him or herself, provides some added assurance that in fact the date and time was in fact the correct time. And of course you can go to revision history to see the extent to which appointments have been scheduled and canceled and things of that nature. Another feature that I find useful for this is, say in my seminar class in particular, when there's a writing assignment where all the students are writing in class, I can invite students during that period to come up and sign up on my schedule if they desire to meet with me about anything. So that allows an orderly way for them to come up while all the students are writing and simply quietly sign up for a time and move on. So it doesn't create a disruption in that way. And again, it even provides even greater access because they can actually come to my computer and sign up in class. Now, this is not the cure-all for all scheduling related woes. There are certain things that need to be taken into account with respect to this. First is you have to actively monitor it. It is not set up to remind me, though frankly I get too many reminders right now, so I'm oversaturated with reminders, so having to actively monitor it myself is just a habit I've developed. But you do have to actively monitor it, otherwise an appointment could be scheduled and you will not have known about it. Also, there is the possibility that a student or a colleague could sign up for a time that is occurring right now. So if you're not monitoring it constantly, there is the possibility of an appointment being signed up right now. I think that has happened to me once, and it was no big deal, but it is something to keep in mind. And you do have to, as I mentioned, constantly recreate it. I perhaps shouldn't use the word constantly, because like I said, you can try to recreate it on a 2-week basis. And you do have to be mindful of things, for example, the division meeting, for which this is, I understand, being viewed, would be reflected on the calendar, and that would have to be inputted manually by me on a special occasion, because it's not going to be a recurring event. So those are the main features of this, and again, it's not a technological breakthrough, but it's a tool that I have found useful, and if I can be of any assistance to any of you about this, please let me know. Thank you.